Have you ever really just noticed that the world, it seems to always put you around people or put you in certain circumstances or events that come up in your life. It always puts you around drama, chaos, and problems. And that's one thing you have to learn when you're a rejected guy or whatever, bro. You're gonna experience hell like no other. You're always gonna be in some situations that is always gonna like get your attention, but in a negative way. It doesn't matter if you can neat in your room all day or not. Something's going to happen where your freaking sister or your brother get into it, or your parents start to give them a spanking or something like that, or they start yelling and fighting. And something's going to pull you into it. You could be like neat in your room all day, whatever. Then somebody tells you to go get the groceries or whatever, and because they had a bad day at work, they snap at you and tell you, "Don't drop this and don't do that and don't." It's like, damn, it's like stuff like that, like. The system's designed to always make you feel small. And some of those small things, like normal people, it wouldn't matter. But when you're somebody like us in this position, bro, a lot of small things stack up. A lot of small things add up. And all the emotional dysfunction you faced in this world, man, it's brutal. And sometimes I just think to myself, like, what's really the purpose of life if it's not suffering? Because everything around this world is designed on suffering. Everything that you see, everything that you internalize, everything that you visualize, there's always some type of suffering, some type of punishment if you don't follow the rules and regulations. There's always some type of a system and hierarchy in place, and it seems that you're always on the bottom, whether it's social situations, whether even in friend groups where it's like you're that one friend that may say something and everybody kind of ignores, or if you try to like outplay your position, you try to like be like in a higher position by just like saying like, also they're talking about girls, and you tell a story about girls and they look at you like, yeah, right, and they make fun of you or whatever. It's just, people know, bro. Like, people know if you're a normie or not. And it's like some type of normie radar, and it's going bing, 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 and it pings off the people that are just, that don't fit into society, and they just target us, honestly. And after a while, man, you kind of start to see the systems. And I think that's part of the reason why the demiurge or whatever, it doesn't allow us to have long lifespans. It doesn't really allow us to live, I think it's simply because, like, the longer we'll live, the more shit we'll uncover. Like, just think if you could live 200 years, 400 years, 500 years, 1,000 years, how much shit you would know, how much knowledge you would know, how much stuff you would gain. You'll see the world in a totally different light. But since we have short lifespans, we only see a little bit. This is why people can get fooled by the government. Why the government can always come up with different types of rules and regulations that can just slowly but surely take away the rights of the people. And once your rights are taken away, they're not going to give them back. And I'm seeing this system of oppression. I'm seeing guys that are going crazy, but they're trapped around people who are driving them crazy. They're trapped around in 9-to-5s that just robs them of their innovation. It robs them of their creativity. It robs them of their energy. We have souls and we have spirits, but when we're around so much negativity, it drains us. It drains us when you're around a lot of negativity and negative situations. And this world it seems like it's designed for that. I don't know what it is, man. Like, I always wanted to go back in time, right? And talk to like the Aristotles, talk to the Platos, and talk to all the great philosophers, and sit down and maybe have a joint with them or something like that, and just talk with them and just see, what do they think about life? Like, I wish I could talk to Terence McKenna, because Terence McKenna was so smart, and he's definitely one of my inspirations and somebody that I look up to. And I just want to just get his take on how he sees the world now, and like, what does he think about it? Because what I see is just a realm of torment. I see a realm that's customized for torment. There's a reason why you have some people that are extremely wealthy and they have the life that you want, but you can't have that life. They have the house that you want, they have the car that you want, they have the girl that you want, they have the confidence, they have the height, they have everything that you could only imagine and dream, yet you're in a position where you don't want to be in. And the world still forces you to be in that position. The world still forces you to remain in a subservient position. And how can you really feel like a man? How can you feel like you're in command of your life if you have to bow down and answer to people? How can you really feel like a commander like Alexander, where you have to always bow down? You have to like submit yourself in like different types of positions. Like it's very difficult, man. It's very difficult to try to maintain in a system that's designed to drain you. And all the psychological issues, which doesn't get talked about enough. How many of you guys develop some type of psychological issue? You know, whatever it is, whether it's an addiction, whether it's some type of, you get irritated easily by like, like dumb questions. Somebody asks you something, at your job somewhere, your coworker talks to you in a smart way, and it just irritates you. And after a while, you have to hold it in, but then one day you release it, and then people want to look at you like you're the bad guy. Stuff like that. Like pressure burst pipes, right? And when you're somebody in our position, it's like I believe the least the demiurge, if it was a good god, the least he could have done was throw us a bone, give us a cute girl in our life, give us something in our life that makes this world worth living, instead of being trapped in this internal prison. When every single day feels like a battlefield, when every day feels like it's like, what's the point? It's just gonna be the repeat of this day, the repeat of that day, and then when you get older, it gets worse, man. That's why I tell you, youngsters, you better find something in your life that gives you some type of happiness, because it doesn't get easier when you get older; it gets worse. So, like, if you're young and you really haven't found something that I don't care if it's music, I don't care if it's poetry, I don't care if it's watching your favorite anime, something that gives you a reason to get up in the morning. When you get older, bro, it gets worse, especially if you don't especially if you don't make it in what you really wanted to make it in life. I think that has to be one of the biggest hurts and one of the biggest, the biggest pills there are, is that having a dream and having an ambition to be somebody great and then failing that utterly, and then being trapped with people who just rub your face in the ground, being trapped with, family members who don't like you, being, targeted online by random strangers who don't know you, and just being a target of all types of drama and negative energetic manifestational frequency. But there are beings that are feeding from this. Make no mistake, all the bad things that we go through in this world, man, it's orchestrated. It's not just random. It's like you ever seen like something that happened in your life that was like, there's no way that was just random. That was done on purpose. And it could be like, maybe you're feeling confident, maybe you're feeling good, maybe you're feeling like you're in the mood, and then all of a sudden something happens and it breaks your confidence and it breaks your spirit. That's brutal. And we live in a system that takes control of you ever since you're young, because it takes you when you're young. You go to the schooling system, they teach you what they need to teach you. They teach you about history, even though it's called his story and history is written by the victors. They tell you what history should be, and you learn that, and you get your doses of brainwashing or whatever, and you're expected to behave like a nice little sheep. You're expected to behave like somebody who's just supposed to be obedient. And if you're not, and if you fall out of those lines, then all of a sudden you're a problem. That's what I don't get about this world. It doesn't like uniqueness. It doesn't reward people who are unique. Like if you're somebody that's unique, you're if you're somebody that has some type of flavor, like you're not just some regular tip of the iceberg type person, the world will have a problem with you. People will have a problem with you if you don't fit in, if you don't fall in line. You understand, most of the world is normies. That's why we call them normies, because they're normal. And normal doesn't mean right. Normal just means those who are willing to conform to what's popular and what's the mainstream. And the mainstream is just being brainwashed, you know? There are people and there are beings and there are things that control the world from the shadows. Not everything that we see is it's just something that's right. When the news shows you something, there's always some type of propaganda coming with it. You know, and to me, like I'm not really political because it doesn't matter whether you're the right, whether you're the left. A bird can't fly without both its wings. You had like, when have you ever seen a bird fly with one wing? When? You're not going to see a bird fly with one wing. It flies with both wings, and both wings have to be attached to the same body, right? So I let you know right there. And plus, it doesn't matter who you vote for; they're all controlled by certain people and certain infrastructures. Let's just say that, certain shadow infrastructures that control things behind the scenes. But when I see the system, bro, where You have no choice but to follow the rules of everybody. Like there are like social rules and like social norms, and a lot of us we have to learn those early. It's like if you're somebody that doesn't fit, the looks, people gonna, it's like an unwritten rule for people to kind of treat you mean or treat you bad or try to attack you or try to make you feel less than, all because of something that you can't control. We couldn't control our looks. Like, do you really think that if I had the power to look like Jeremy Meeks, I wouldn't snap my fingers in an instant and immediately start living the life of a rock star, right? All because of my looks? Come on. But also, to accept that reality, you have to take in the reality that if you're the opposite of Jeremy Meeks, if you're somebody that's just a regular average day Joe with a regular average day pay, with a regular average day life that's not really exciting, you wake up, you go to your 9 to 5, you come home, you play a little video games, you may go on the internet a bit, and then you go to sleep, rinse up, wake up in the morning, rinse and repeat. And it's like, to most girls, that's not exciting. That's not fun. They like adventures. That's why they like bad guys. That's why they like, deviants and miscreants, because, their lives are exciting, at least to like the average day Joe. And of course, the looks matter, right? Because if it was somebody that doesn't look a certain way, then of course they're gonna call that person a drag of society or whatever. But when there's somebody that's attractive and that they like and that they personally have a personal attraction to, then all of a sudden, all types of barriers and excuses will be broken down for them to have what they want. It's brutal, and the system always loves to. It just loves to target certain people, bro. I just feel like that. Like, have you ever just felt like you've been targeted in life? Like you've been selected for damnation, you've been selected for obliteration, you've been selected for just office, like just to be officially cannibalized by life and all of its problems and rules and regulations. I don't know what it is, bro. It's like I just can't understand why these systems are in place. These financial systems that it restricts everybody's creativity. You know how many talented people that are in the world right now? That'll be amazing artists. That'll be amazing poets. That'll be amazing philosophers, and we need that in this world now more now than ever. Especially when you hear a lot of, like I said, like a lot of Gen Z, they have a hard time reading or whatever. They need to see philosophers and poets, people that inspire the soul. You know how many people were like, if YouTube was really good, people like us, like who can see through the crap and like we can like make our points and make our points more visible to the masses. And in a good world, we'll be rewarded for that. But in a bad world, we're targeted. And it's like there's some type of invisible barrier, some invisible like laser or something like that. Or that's not the best way I can put it. Like it's just like some invisible thing that zaps people who gets to know the truth. Like when you start learning about how this world really works and like how it all feels pointless at times, and then when you start to tell people that and start to wake up, then something bad happens in your life. You know, I just don't understand like how this world is, how this world's designed. And then you got hidden agendas. You got like secrets, like that. Like there's secrets that the elite know that they don't want to tell us because there's certain things that will blow people's mind if they found out it was real. Like imagine finding out that in some secret underground base somewhere, it's like a classified installation. It's a dumb, a DUM, deep underground military base or something like that, or a sensitive installation. And it's not just some small little office building, but some of them can expand like to the size of cities. Some of them are even bigger than that. And they got different sectors and they got different areas. So like one area you have the cloning sector, you have the cryo labs, you have like the time travel labs over here, and they're separated by different sectors and different types of things. There's a teleportation chain, all type of crap that you would never believe. Like but you see in movies and video games all the time. Meanwhile, these people have secret bases and installations with stuff probably like that in there, and even stuff we can't even imagine. And these are the people that are ruling and governing us and setting up the rules and the laws and the regulations. And then when they get caught, doing bad stuff, which you got to know this too, with the Epstein stuff. Like if they want you to know about it, you'll know about it. If they don't want you to know about it, you're not going to know about it. But they're not going to tell you about a black pyramid in Alaska or in Antarctica that has like energy coming from it that's been powered on for 3,000 or 5,000. Some even say 7,000 years. You don't hear about that. You have to look and you have to research that, right? That's not something you can just hear somebody just talk about. A black pyramid in Alaska? What are you talking about? Look, Google's there, And of course they're going to be like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. And it's like, oh, be quiet. Of course the system is going to say that something's not real. It's like if you ever know about like any like old school conspiracies or whatever, and you type it in Google, the AI automatically comes and sides with the mainstream automatically. Like the AI automatically says, "Oh yeah, this is just made up," and blah 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 blah. It's like, oh, of course, the system's going to tell you, "Don't believe your lying eyes or your lying ears." But I already know I'm not naive. I'm an old guy. I've been around for a long time, and I've seen this system for what it really is. It's designed to not make you feel human. It's designed to make you feel less than. And you can't tell me you can't tell me that that's just something that's normal. Look at the people in your life. Look at your events and things you have to go through. Just look at it carefully and think to yourself, if I had a choice, is this the life that I would really want to live? Like if like in the anime, people like when you pass away and you go between worlds in the anime, and the anime character or the anime goddess shows you your life, and the life is what you're living now. Would you choose that same life, or would you demand that you have another life? And you demand that you have another life quickly, so that way you can actually have a life you can enjoy. The fact that we had no say so, and we were brought into this system, we're brought into this world that's ruled by evil gods and tyrants and giants and all types of monsters that we can't even imagine. The fact that we live in a world like that, yet we had no say so, doesn't that raise your suspicions a bit? That you don't remember how life, or like you don't have any remember of like the ether world. You have no remembrance of going into your body of your soul. The only thing you remember is when you're an early child, like like you barely have any memories when you're a baby or whatever, but you only have memories when you're like 2, 3, or 4, or something like that. You get older or whatever, and then some memories you even forgot. And then until people remind you, or you see like a picture or something, oh, I forgot about that. Isn't that strange to you that we have this forgetfulness as humans? You always see a pattern. This is why I said that if we had long lifespans and we could live like thousands of years or whatever, then I guarantee we could see this. We can see the system. Imagine living 10,000 years and tell me that you couldn't see that we live in a soul trap. Imagine living 50,000 years. Imagine living 3 million years. And you can't tell me at 3 million years old that you would tell me that the demiurge or the God of the Bible is something that's good. You would see so much war, so much conflict. You would see it going on. You'd be like, okay, for a good God, he would have been stopped this long time ago. Why does he keep allowing this? Why does he keep allowing this to thrive and survive? There's something else going on here. There's something else going on here, and there's something else at play. This is why I think that once we pass away or whatever, it's going to be eternal torment. Because look at our lives. If we lived a life of like just agony in hell, then when we pass away, it's probably going to be the exact same and even worse. So my mission for my personal life is trying to get that gnosis, try to get that spiritual knowledge and accumulation and retention of it. And when I pass away, have some type of plan so I can escape this demiurge, so I won't be thrown into some lake of fire or thrown into some eternal torment just to loose me, or to loose me even more with another life cycle. It's just I don't want to go through that. I want peace and freedom. I want to create my own anime world. I want to create my own anime realm. I want to create a realm where I feel empowered. I want to create a realm where I actually feel like I belong. You know how it feels like to go your entire life without having a place that you belong? Everywhere you go, everywhere you try to like fit yourself in, people always ostracize you. They always kick you out. They always judge you. They always look at you like you're the problem. They always look at you like there's something wrong with you. And that keeps happening every single time in your life. That eventually breaks you, man. That eventually it makes your mind kind of just break in 1,000 pieces, honestly. But I want you to know this, though. Just because you be going through it for a while, and your life probably never going to get good. You probably never get $1,000,000. Let's just be honest. But even though you're going through that, man, try to hold on to what makes you you, because this world's going to try to take that away. If you like writing poetry late at night, if you like playing video games late at night, if you like watching your anime, whatever it is, try to treat yourself in this world when you can, because this world is not going to treat you. This world is going to mistreat you, not treat you. And you have to understand that. We live in a very hostile world. It's designed to totally just make you into a servant. Think about how you got to ask so much permission about this world. I think it was Schizo Dumps. He made an excellent video when he was talking about how this world, like, there's always a permission. Like you need permission for this, you need permission for that. You know, if you're going to college here, you got to apply this, you got to do this, you got to follow this permission. If you get a house, you finally buy your house, you got to follow the homeowners association. You need permission for that, permission for this. But yet the world never asked you for permission for existence. This world never asked you for permission to exist. It just brought you into this existence. You know, that's suspicious to me, bro. And it's also suspicious to me that you have an all-knowing being that would allow pain and suffering. You would think, okay, let's think here and let's be real. If it said the demiurge is 500 trillion years old or 500 quadrillion years old, you're telling me a God that old, who's supposed to be the creator of everything, the God of everything, who's trillions and trillions of years old, timeless, ancient, you're telling me this God's best thing to do to let us know that he's real, or let us know that he's on our side is give us some a Bible that's written by people, that's been revised for for thousands of years. You're telling me, and the best thing this God can do, even beyond that, is create a system where you have to have lions eat zebra. You have to have things that have to devour one another for sustenance and survival. How's that make sense? You're telling me that this God couldn't design a realm where there's no type of destruction, there's no type of pain, there's no type of agony, there's no type of being anxious, there's no type of being targeted. You telling me a God couldn't really design that? It's either he couldn't design it or he didn't want to, and neither one just says he's wicked. So number one, if he couldn't, that means he's not the all powerful being. And number two, if he could but he doesn't, that means he's just being wicked just to be wicked. And who wants to put up with that? Can you imagine spending eternity with a being like that? I want to escape and go to the pleroma, honestly. And I know that's not for everybody, but honestly, that's for me. I don't want to come back to this existence again and deal with all the drama and deal with all the problems and deal with all the things that you have to go through. I'm honestly done with it. Like, the things that I went through in my life, bro, like, I can't believe that I haven't made it, like, in music, it always bothers me. I always wanted to be famous, like in music, maybe not famous, like maybe not famous. I don't want to use the word famous because it's like, I just wanted to be known for making good raps, if that makes any sense, but not famous, because, like, there's a lot that comes with fame, and I don't want to get involved with no illuminated ones, because they're the ones that make you famous. The same ones that control Hollywood, that control the banking system, that controls the military-industrial complex. They're the same ones that make people famous, right? And you got to follow their rules and regulations behind the scenes that the public doesn't. The public's not even privy about. Public doesn't even know. And I like my freedom. I like to be able to make music when I want, how I want, about what I want. I'm thinking about starting my own little genre of rap music. Honestly, I'm called like Gnostic rap, where I just rap about Gnosticism. I rap about the demiurge. I rap about Sophia. I rap about just my life and how it's just one big Gnostic text. Honestly, and just start making Gnostic rap. For real. Even though I'm old, I can still spit though. So I just need to get my mind right and get in a good environment, man. It's hard. It's difficult, bro, because I'm not in the best position in life, mentally, physically, economically, spiritually. Like, I'm going through it, but I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to hold on to the hope, hold on to the cope, but it's getting hard, man, and it's brutal as you get older, man, and you don't have your life 100% together. And then I just think that even if I did, quote unquote, have my life together, let's say I had a regular 9 to 5 or whatever, but I'm not doing what I truly wanted, I would still probably feel like a failure too, right? Because I want to be able to do it. Like, I have one life to live that I know of, right? And at least from my knowledge in this existence. Why can I not make it in what I want to make it in? How come I don't have any type of help or any type of reinforcement where I know that help is out there? I know that there's people that made it because their friend knew this person, because their family member knew this person, because they ran into the right people. I know there's people out there that made it. They became superstars because of people around them, the people that found them, the people that they knew. And if they were really by themselves, you probably would have made it. but they got lucky or something wanted them to make it. And when it comes to somebody like me, there's something that doesn't want me to make it. And it gets annoying because it's like, okay, something's toying with me, something's toying with my life, something is doing this on purpose. It doesn't want me successful, it doesn't want me to thrive, and this demiurge is wicked and evil. I mean, I just, I just know that whoever created this is not on our side. Because there's plenty of everything out there, bro. There shouldn't be no people starving on the streets. There should be no homeless. That's crazy. We have homeless people in the year 2026. You have people that have nowhere to go, people with no housing, people that are willing to work. We're willing to work. But then, like, the system is willing to make sure that you just be a subservient, obedient dog. And it's built to destroy your dignity. It's built to destroy your integrity and your morality. You live in a wicked system, bro. A very wicked system that thrives off the misery and suffering of others. These are the archons. They thrive off of our misery. They thrive off of our suffering. They thrive off of our agony. They thrive off of our tragedy. This world wasn't created by a good, loving God, guys. You have to understand that. That yearning in your heart that you always wanted. You always wanted to have that girl in your life. You always wanted to have that female. You always wanted to have a good life that makes you happy. You always wanted that. And in return, you got a life that's hellacious. You got a life that you're defeated, that you're destroyed, you're trapped in this void. You got a life that you feel like you don't deserve, but it's a life that you have. And the normies are going to, gaslight you and say it's your fault. But little do those NPCs know, little do those normies know that they're all being controlled by the archons and being controlled by the demiurge as well to make your life a living hell. Some of these NPCs don't even know they're being controlled, but they are. And they're being controlled to make our lives more miserable. People like us that see the truth. And one thing I can't stand, bro, is people who just love to argue for argument's sake. People who love to just try to start stuff and start drama, just to start drama. I'm a type of guy where I love my peace, I love my quiet, I love my silence, I love my tranquility, and I just love the ability to do my copes, bro. Like, my ultimate goal, bro, is to make it doing what I love, even though I'm old, you know, even though I'm old, to make it doing what I love instead of trying to just dance around the city, bro, trying to go here and go there and go here and go there. I want to make it in something that I truly love. I know that's just this society that's so frowned upon to chase your dreams and chase your ambitions and chase your inspirations. Like, that's frowned upon. People get mad when you start talking about your dreams because it makes them remind them of their dreams. It makes you remind them of their dreams that they failed and they didn't accomplish. So they're like, damn, how, like, I gave up and you didn't give up. Like, how dare you for not giving up? How dare you for having confidence and belief in yourself, and your confidence and belief was robbed your entire life? And it's like, bro, you got to stand up for yourself in this world. And it's something that I'm learning the hard way now. You really got to stand up for yourself in this dimension. You really do. And all you have is really yourself in this world. Like, there's not everybody's there on your side, bro. Like, this world is designed it's designed not only to break you, but it's designed to break your spirit. It's designed to make you believe that you're just gum on the bottom of the shoe when you're probably much more than that. Like, a lot of you guys that listen to me are intelligent, Like, I met some of the most smartest people in this community, but also there's always that yin and that yang, right? And I met some of the most just horrible people in this community as well. But I don't think they watch my videos, but they probably watch anyway because I got a lot of people who do that. They'll watch my videos and they don't like me. It's brutal.